Hello. Today, once again, I will be talking about my homoerotic friendship experience. 2 years post, the situation. If you don't know what a homoerotic friendship is, I'll put, the definition right here for you. To sum it up. I actually don't remember what I said in the first video. I just know I was kind of tweaking out a little bit. I was because things started clicking for real, and I was like, hold up. To preface this, I will say time can and will heal anything, almost any wound. That being said, we are still healing from this. So, it's been about 1.5 years since I've spoken to this person, or a little bit more than that. It's been about 2 years since I would say the beginning of the fall, which was my confession of my feelings. Because that's when shit just went downhill. That's when shit was over. Okay. And honestly, the reason I feel like making this video is because I ran into her a couple days ago. And I've been reflecting, and I've grown a lot. I've healed a lot. And I think the biggest lesson I'm learning right now, because I'm definitely reaching the end of still feeling the way I'm feeling. I'm definitely towards the end of having to heal from this situation, I think. Because seeing her, I was okay. I definitely got anxious. Let's not play, okay? It's kind of scary at first. However, what I'm learning is how I'm still very quick to abandon myself. And I'm not okay with that. When I saw her, I was able to make full and direct eye contact and be perfectly okay. I didn't look away. I stood my ground. Okay? Her, on the other hand, she kind of squirmed in a sense. She looked away awkwardly immediately and then did a double take and then looked away again immediately. And it bothered me. After the fact, I realized that it bothered me a lot to know that I hurt her, even though I already knew that. You know what? Let me give a little bit of context. About 2 years ago, I confessed my feelings to her. She said she did not like me at all. She never saw me that way. I felt like I was batshit crazy insane. Okay? Obviously, I felt like a piece of shit. Many, many emotions. I was incredibly hurt and heartbroken, obviously. Then right after that happened, I told her to forget that I said that, which I wish I didn't do that, but I was 18, and there was a lot going on in my life, and this really shook me, to say the least. Eventually, we had a slow falling out. Things were kind of awkward, kind of weird, and then we just stopped talking. And then I was having lunch with my friend in the downtown area of our town, and she was walking down the street, right, headed towards us. I looked at her, I said, oh. My whole face turned red. I looked at my best friend, and I just said to my best friend as she walked by, I completely ignored her. Now, I did not intentionally react this way. I genuinely didn't know how I was going to react when I saw her, but that is what happened, and I didn't text her afterward. And during our falling out, I didn't text her not once because that friendship took so much out of me, and in order to keep her in my life, I had to shrink myself and make myself small so that she could be okay. It was not healthy, it was not good, and I can admit my faults. I know that I could have been petty at times. We were 17, 18, we were stupid, we were fucking dumb. I know that I also definitely sent mixed signals and that she was probably confused too the whole time. She was definitely confused the whole time. Because we were both confused.
I'm extremely confused.
She was the one that was initially attracted though. Let me state that. But yeah, I know I sent my mixed signals. I know I was confusing because I didn't know what I wanted either. Okay? However, eventually I did realize what I wanted, and I confessed my feelings, even if what I wanted wasn't good for me. And she completely acted like, no, actually, it didn't happen. Regardless, though, I know that my completely ignoring her on the street, like, hurt her. Because I guess she thought we were still on okay terms, like, we just hadn't talked in a while. And I know that hurt her because we ran into each other another time, and just based off her reaction. Like, but seeing her squirm this time, it bothered me a lot to know that I hurt her, and I realized that bothered me a while ago. But I was so quick to kind of blame myself because we didn't know each other very well, but the thought that I had added on to more of her pain, more of the things that she was dealing with, because she's a very repressed person. She's very private. She keeps her guard up high, and I think I'm one of the only people in her life, at least at the time that she had, that she felt like she could kind of open up to, and she did kind of open up to me. But even at the age of 18, for me, that relationship wasn't as deep as it could have been. Like, I had relationships with more depth at that point, but that was as deep as I could have gotten with her. But because of this, and because I was aware of that, it hurt me. It felt really not good to me to feel as though I added onto more of her pain, or that she would have taken my ignoring her personally, that could have affected her self-worth and the way that she moves. And part of me was still wishing that she would reach out, that she would text me, because she didn't text me after I ignored her on the street that day, which did also hurt my feelings. Even if maybe I was the one who should have reached out, given the way that she treated me throughout our entire friendship. Actually, no, I was not, because being her friend was self-abandonment every single day. It was just very eye-opening to see her, because that day I was like, I almost felt like I wanted to reach out, because the one thing I wish I had done in the situation was communicate a little more before ending the relationship. I wish I would have communicated that. I wish I would have communicated all the ways in which she hurt me, because I know that she's a person that doesn't like to reflect on who she is. It scared me to think that she didn't know why I did what I did. And I felt as though it was on me to reach out to her to make her feel better about herself, even though she was a complete and utter cunt to me, even though I gave her genuine care, love, and affection, and she treated me like shit. So, if you're wondering, no, I did not reach out. Thank God. She didn't reach out either. I didn't think that she was. She's not that kind of person, obviously. And I think that genuinely what bothered me most upon reflecting on this was the fact that I was so quick to blame myself, that I was so quick to burden myself with her problems. I mean, if I had reached out to her, it genuinely would have been self-abandonment all over again. It is not my job to make you feel better about yourself when you're the one who hurt me, when you're the one who treated me like shit. Even if I did hurt you back, it's not my job to make you feel better about yourself, to tell you that it wasn't personal, because actually it was personal. It actually was personal. And yeah, the next day I was with my best friend. It's like, we need to talk right now. It's 10 p.m. We talked for hours, and that was a really good cathartic talk. But one of the things she told me was that I can't let this girl win. And let me explain what she's saying by that. Because it's not necessarily from an egotistical way. I can't let this girl win in the sense that she can't treat me the way that she did and still have me come back. Do I wish I communicated more? Yes. But maybe I am the lesson that she has to learn. Maybe I am the mirror that had to be held up to her in order to maybe want to reflect on who she is and change. That's up to her. It's not my job to change her. It's not my job to make her feel better about herself. That was at the root of our relationship the whole time. It was just me trying to make her feel better about herself, even if it came at my own expense. And that's not fucking worth it. It's not worth it at all. I gained a lot from this relationship. I don't have any regrets. I don't have any regrets, actually. I think everything played out the way that it was supposed to. I think I'm learning. I think I've learned everything that I was supposed to. I think I'm so much stronger and so much better now, and I know that the person that I am now would not tolerate any of her bullshit. I know that the person that I am now wouldn't even give her a second thought. Because even when I met her, I knew she was bad news. I shouldn't have even been her friend. I knew. I knew. I knew the whole time. But I was trying so hard to escape from my reality, escape from who I was, escape from my life. Just be something or someone other than who or what I was. Do I wish I would have communicated better? Yeah, I do. But at the same time, I'm going to give myself that grace because I was 18, and although I could have communicated better, I had the strength to not go back. Even though the entire time that she was in my life, I felt as though I had to carry her bullshit, carry her pain, help her. And I will say that's not her fault. That's on me. But even though I felt this kind of weight that again I put on myself, right? Wanting to be someone's healer, which I didn't realize at the time. I was completely unaware of that. Even though I felt the weight of those emotions, I still didn't go back. The amount of times I almost texted her, that I almost wrote her a letter, dropped it off at her house. The amount of times that I thought about reaching out and I didn't do it, even though I wanted to so badly, I have to be proud of myself for that. I have to be proud of myself for that. If you're watching this, whoever you are, I implore you to not abandon yourself. In general, yes, but not, especially not for another person, especially not for another person that doesn't value you, who treats you like shit. Don't go back to someone who treated you like shit, who didn't value you. Learn what you have to value, learn what you have to offer. And something else that seeing her really brought to my attention is that despite the fact that I've grown so much, that I actually know my worth to some extent, that I actually value myself, seeing her immediately brought back feelings of self-doubt. Like, I can't trust myself. This situation completely obliterated my self-trust, and I was already 18. What kind of self-trust did I fucking have? None. Any self-trust that I did have, completely obliterated by this person, by the way. Okay? And seeing her still brought up feelings of doubting myself. I went home and I had to scramble. I had to literally journal out a whole list of reasons, of not reasons, but evidence, proof to myself as to how much I've grown, how much I really have changed as a person. Okay? If someone makes you doubt yourself, that's an immediate red flag. If you meet someone and all of a sudden you feel like you have to prove who you are, prove something about yourself to them, that's not a good sign. Now you can take that information and grow and use it to grow, obviously, reflect. But if someone's still bringing that feeling out of you, take that as your sign and get the fuck out. Okay? Truly. Like, that's not a good thing. I will say, I saw growth, obviously, in the way that I was able to react. I was okay. I didn't squirm when I saw her. I was alright. And seeing her, I did feel like I had to prove something, but I felt like I had to prove something to myself. I no longer felt like I had to prove something to her. I didn't feel like I had to prove that I'm doing better, that I'm having fun without her, that I'm living well without her. I didn't feel like I had to prove those things. I just felt like I had to prove to myself, to reaffirm to myself who and what I've become. Which goes to show that I'm not fully rooted and grounded in who and what I am. But I'm getting there. And maybe it took 2 or 3 days after seeing her to kind of snap back, see the full picture again, but I did see the full picture again. And I thought I was going to cry in this video, but I'm reclaiming my power. I did cry after I saw her. Yeah, I did. Okay? I talked to my best friend and I cried, because healing is a process. It's a journey. It doesn't matter how much time has passed. When something hurts you, it hurts you. Final thoughts. Let me open my notes app for you. I found this in a YouTube comment. Someone said, Some people are grieving a version of you they could only reach while you were abandoning yourself. They did not lose you. They lost the privilege of accessing you at your expense. Real shit.
Bro, shit.
Dude. Okay, I was thrifting when I ran into her. I left that thrift store, and at the parking lot of another thrift store, this is how much I wrote. Wait, the glare. In my car. Sweating balls because I turned it off. Okay, I thought it was more, but then I went home and I journaled, my actual journal. Then I talked to my best friend about it for like 2 hours, and I cried. So, yeah. To sum this up, be careful what you wish for, because I remember being 16, learning about homoerotic friendships and thinking, I want that. No, the fuck you don't. And if you have experienced a homoerotic friendship, no, you're not crazy. No, you're not a piece of shit. You're valid, your feelings are valid, and maybe it's time to move on. Maybe it's time to choose better for yourself. Maybe it's time to let go. And if you ask me, no, I don't think you should go back. Alright, thank you for listening. Goodbye.
So, something happened that I didn't want to happen, and that's that I accidentally ended the video, and I was doing so well, you don't even know. So.